I called this talk Letting Go Part 2. And the reason for the mysterious name is I didn't tell you ahead of time that it's really about forgiveness, because I wanted people to actually show up. Because we tend to avoid forgiveness, we do. And it's not, people are used to all these elevated, high energy topics. Forgiveness, is that one of those? I'm going to tell you why you should be excited about it. But first of all, we avoid forgiveness because it's a complex process. It's not always pleasant. And sometimes we think we've done that. Someone mentioned an author to me that I'd never heard of, and maybe many of you have heard of her, Clarissa Pinkola Estes, or is it Estes? Has anybody ever heard of her? She said this: many people have trouble with forgiveness because they have been taught that it is a singular act to be completed in one sitting. Like, oh, I forgive you. Oh, I forgave them. Yeah, done. But that's not really the way it always is. Forgiveness has many layers and many seasons. It can. So, as a caveat in this talk, forgiveness is not for every person. It's not for every situation. You can't always rush into forgiveness. Sometimes it has its own timing, and maybe forgiveness will never happen in certain circumstances. But if you haven't felt the anger fully, and you won't begin to process what it is, that may be the first step in your process. But today we're going to take this opportunity together to take whatever is ready for forgiveness, or perhaps forgiveness 1%. And we're going to explore this a little bit. I've been thinking of forgiveness a lot lately because I have one particular family member who most of my life has been a bully to me, and I could go on for pages and pages and pages and pages and pages and hundreds of pages about all the things that have been done to me by them. But I'm going to fast forward. I'm going to save you some of that. Fast forward 50 years. Each time this person wants to get together, I'm noticing myself, I have this little teeny spot that's reserved for resentment. This little teeny spot that's reserved for, that's just reserved. That's resistant. Do you know what I mean? Do you have any of those? But I realized, some people have said to me in the past, oh yeah, you can divorce the family members. You can divorce family members. Just X them out of your life. I've known people who have done that. And that is a choice. That could be a valid choice. But in this situation, since I have such a small, direct family, I decided, and there's so much good. There's so much good that I decided not to throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? I decided that I wanted to exist in this space of ambiguity, of tension and love and fun. And what was I bringing to the table with my resentments? What was I bringing to the table with my little reserved, angry spot inside of me? Did he notice that? How did it come across in my voice and my responses to this person? So I've been making more of an effort. And the work is not done, and maybe it will never be 100% done. So that's why I love this concept of forgiving. I'm willing to forgive 1% today. I'm willing to forgive 5% today. It's a very helpful process. And maybe your situation isn't about repairing a relationship. Maybe it's just about giving yourself peace of mind. Peace of mind. There's another aspect to this, and that is, for years I've been talking to family members and counselors and Jen about my woes. And so my story had some value to me because people would say, oh my gosh, that's so awful. That happened to you? Oh, what a jerk they were being. It served me in some way. So I saw myself just becoming a little tired of my own story, identifying and clinging to that story. That story was an asset to me because maybe the victimhood or the, look what I've been through kind of served me. But I found a recent quote from Fred Luskin, an expert on forgiveness, and he said, "There's no situation where you cannot change the way you talk about what happened to you." The way you talk about what happened to you. Because, as I've said before, what happened to you is just an event in your brain where you're actually just remembering the last time you remembered it. Isn't that funny? You're actually in your brain. There's no spot where the trauma lives. It's just you're remembering the last time and location where you remembered it. So it is quite possible to go back to events, if you need to, and revise them. I don't know what kind of therapy that's called, but it's amazing how you can just kind of go back in the adult you and be neutral. That's a very helpful skill, and be neutral in the observation of what happened. But why should we forgive? We should forgive because forgiving is letting go of anybody? Pain. Yes? Suffering. Yes. All those things. Hate, anger, shame, stress, sadness, resentment. It's letting go of all those things. And the health benefits have actually been researched. So I found this last night. The health benefits of forgiveness or other studies in terms of letting go resentment are reduced blood pressure, reduced cortisol, a stronger immune system, less chronic pain, better sleep, lower stress and anxiety, decreased depression, and increased happiness. And that's about a fourth of the list. Those are the big ones, though. And I can't overstate how much holding on to resentment hurts us. John Gottman called resentment one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse in terms of damaging relationships of any kind. And Louise Hay said, resentment is like drinking poison, hoping the other person will die. Do you understand that? So unforgiveness is like drinking that poison, hoping the other person will die. Because I realized through all this, what I was going through in my head, my family member was doing just fine. And I was suffering. So what's wrong with that? And you may say, David, I can't forgive them because what they did is just wrong. And like I said at the top, there may be situations where forgiveness is not the prescription. But note this, that forgiveness is not excusing or condoning, it's setting ourselves free. Forgiveness is dissolving the energy that binds us to the pain of a past event. And Jack Kornfield said that forgiveness is not forgetting, it's not forgetting the lesson, but it's choosing freedom instead of being chained, handcuffed to that event, to that past event. My favorite quote about forgiveness from Jesus is when someone asked him, how many times should we forgive? Should we forgive 7 times? And Jesus said, no, you must forgive 70 times 7, which is symbolic for you must always be in the process of being ready to forgive. Always forgive. I mean, Jesus had a lot to be resentful about, and he forgave. So it may take layers and it may take time, but let's begin with this. I'd like for Michael to come up, and I want you to think about a situation that you may be willing to forgive 1% or 100%. And let's just bring that to mind. And you can use this as a guided meditation if you want to go within, or if you want to take any notes on your phone, anything. So just notice yourself, noticing the situation, and try to breathe through it in a neutral way. Neutral. Neutral. And as you think about this situation, say to yourself, I'm willing to release the toxicity of blame, the toxicity of resentment. I'm willing to cut the parts of the emotional cord here that don't serve me any longer, and that's why I'm in this room today. I'm willing to, in the nature of not condoning an action, I'm willing to set myself free. To not let someone else take my soul power away for one moment. So if you imagine this situation or this person or this event passing through the back of your brain, just give it safe passage. Don't try to intercede. Don't try to reach out in anger. Just notice it passing like a ship on the sunset, a ship on the horizon. It's just passing. You're giving it safe passage, and you're neutral. As it fades out of the horizon. And I take another deep breath. Just invite this emotional, physical clearing to happen, this energetic clearing, and all the parts of it that you've imagined as part of your story and all the parts of it that you've clung to. It's just, it could be located nowhere except for maybe a circuit or two in your brain that you can change. So I bless this process that is a process that may come back for my own happiness, for my own freedom, for my own peace of mind, for my own power, soul retrieval. And there's one more part to this exercise. Let's take a deep breath together. And this part is called forgiving myself. So I'm going to speak for you in first person. I forgive myself for every coulda, woulda, shoulda. I forgive myself for everything I did and everything I didn't do. I'm ready to forgive myself 1%, 5%, 10%, whatever I choose. All the things I said or didn't say. I forgive myself for judging others, but I forgive myself for judging myself. For not supporting myself as a best friend would, should. And as I breathe, I'm releasing the toxicity of blaming myself and shaming myself. This sacred being that deserves no more shame. You've suffered enough. I'm ready to let go of the toxicity, the story, and I'm reclaiming the self-love that I deserve every moment, 24/7, 365. I forgive me. So sealing this with one last deep cleansing breath, I'm willing to continue this process. I'm willing to accept more and more love. I'm willing to forgive more and more. And so it is.
Give the gift of forgiveness. Present it to your soul. Empty out the anger before it takes its toll. Give the gift of forgiveness. Release it to the sky. Let it travel around the world to return to you and I. Beautiful moments, rarer than gold. Letting go secrets that we've been told. Free up your spirit, open the space. Once you've forgiven, there is a place. So give the gift of forgiveness. Present it to your soul. Empty out the anger before it takes its toll. Give the gift of forgiveness. Release it to the sky. Let it travel around the world till you turn to you and I. This isn't magic, it's simple and plain. Let loose your troubles, no need to explain. Holding and hurting does you no good. Hiding your feelings makes you misunderstood. Give the gift of forgiveness. Present it to your soul. Empty out the anger before it takes its toll. Give the gift of forgiveness. Release it to the sky. Let it travel around the world to return to you and